Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, welcome back. I apologise for being absent for a week, but I don't have a good excuse as to why I didn't do a video last week. I just didn't have time. So I'm back this week and will be consistent again in the future. No, I still haven't done my background. At this point, I'm thinking, what is the point? I have got a slightly different setup today. I've got a new iPad stand. So if it looks better or worse, I don't know yet because I can't see. Let me know how it looks. I'm also hoping my lighting is a lot better in this one as well. I've charged my selfie light. Who knows how long it will last, but it's charged and it's on at the moment. And then I've also got the head and I've moved it next to the camera. So hopefully that is providing slightly better light. I don't think I have much else to say in terms of housekeeping. Today's case is going to be a pretty quick one. There's only 2 pages that I've wrote on it. So it's going to be really quick. And I seem to be running with a theme of just doing cheaters. It's not intentional, but I only noticed it when I picked this one out. And then the other one I picked out as well is also cheaters. So maybe I'm bitter and I don't know. Maybe I don't realise that what? So yeah, I don't really know where that theme's come from, but I'm going to try and venture away from there. I am really struggling to write scripts at the moment. A, finding something that I want to write about, and B, finding time to write about it. I did find 2 Australian cases that I do really want to do, but it's just finding time and having enough time because I want them to be good and I want to put enough time into them that it is a half decent script. I've even tried using AI to write a script, but I don't trust it. I'd have to go and fact check everything that they'd put in it, just not written how I would write it. So if anyone has any tips on how to use AI to write scripts, please let me know, or just a way to write scripts is going to save me loads of time because I could do with help. Today's video, I don't have any trigger warnings as far as I can recall at this moment. If there are any, I will edit them back in. Content warning, as always, strong language. This case I don't have a massive amount of background information for, which is why we do kind of just jump straight into it and why it is going to be a shorter of a case. But we're starting in Ventura, California in 1994. So 33-year-old Diana Horn has just moved to a new area and she's just started working at a supermarket. Diana moved because she was looking for a fresh start, and at her job at the supermarket, when she first started, she seemed to be quite quiet and keep herself to herself. Michael Dally was Diana's supervisor at the supermarket and he considers himself a bit of a player. But what he is looking for in a woman is low self-esteem. He's looking for someone he can quickly worm his way in with and have a quick, easy conquest. Nice guy. The 2 of them quickly became an item and Diana was absolutely smitten. She was all over Michael and she was all in so quick. Despite Michael's relationship with Diana, Michael was actually married to a lady named Sherri. Michael and Sherri were high school sweethearts and had 2 sons together. Sherri often heard rumours and bits of information from various different people about all these flings that Michael was having, but she just didn't really believe them. To her, marriage was forever. Once they were married, that was it, and she was not willing to give up on her relationship that easily, which is so much more than Michael deserves. Michael had just been cheating on Sherri for forever, as far as we know, but Sherri was described as being quite submissive and she was willing to do anything for Michael and she just wanted him to love her. Now, it was common knowledge at Diana and Michael's work that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, that they were an item, and they were so attached to each other that they had to actually be separated and placed in different departments so they weren't just neglecting their job and just being all, I don't know, lovey-dovey with each other. But again, this is always what really throws me. Like, why is no one telling Sherri? Why is no one saying to Michael, don't you have a wife and 2 children? Don't you have a whole family at home and you've got a girlfriend at work? Like, what? Is anyone saying anything? Sherri did eventually find out about Michael's affair with Diana, and this was kind of like a final straw for her. She was like, for crying out loud, I've let you cheat on me for the whole of our relationship. I thought things would change. What the fuck? She said she was ready to leave him, but Michael threatened her with taking away her rights to see the children. He's a real good guy. Diana and Michael's relationship continued to just get more and more intense, like weirdly intense. I don't know where Diana found this contract, or if she wrote it up, or if Michael wrote it up, or what. Diana signed a contract signing over like the rights of her body to Michael. She signed over her body to Michael. Why? It's just very, I don't know. I mean, if you're into it, no shame, but I just don't really understand. If anyone's done that and are willing to talk about it, please get in touch, because I have questions. Apologies, he didn't just own her body, he also owned her mind, which I think is worse. So clearly Diana just wanted to do anything and everything for Michael. She was smitten. She was head over heels in love. I mean, you'd have to be to sign over the rights to everything you're in control of. I don't know. So Michael's birthday was coming around, and obviously Diana just wanted to do the most. So she said to Michael, "What do you want for your birthday?" And Michael's response was, "I want Sherri dead." As I said earlier, Diana had incredibly low self-esteem and self-worth, and she felt like Michael really loved her and wanted her. And I don't know if this was a first, or if he was love bombing, or the ins and outs of the relationship, but she wanted to do anything to make him happy. Ultimately, she just didn't want to lose him. And her thought process was that with Sherri out the way, she would have an instant family. She'd have the husband and she'd have the kids. However, it was Sherri that made the first move in meeting Diana. She actually turned up at their place of work one day, and I don't know if she was screaming or shouting, but started demanding to know what was going on between her and her husband, and asking if they were sleeping together, and pleading with her to stop destroying her family. As much as Diana is absolutely not the good person here, she's not the worst person here, because ultimately she is destroying a family in a sense, but it's not her family. It's Michael who's destroying his family. Diana doesn't really have a massive amount of any loyalty to Sherri, but Michael should. So kick Michael's head in. You can hate. I mean, I probably shouldn't speak too soon because I know what happens next. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. My point is completely invalid. Sherri said to Diana that she was going to pound her into the ground, and it was quite clear that neither of these women were willing to back down. And I would love to know what they are seeing in Michael. Why do they both want him so much? Like, I understand Diana, she's got a family with him, but what? Really? What's so great about this guy? I don't see it. He's not even good looking. And he doesn't seem to have an amazing personality. Like, I don't get it. So the year's 1996 now, and Diana confides in a friend and says that she's going to commit a human sacrifice for her friend's birthday. And I mean, I don't know how I'd react if my friend told me that. I probably wouldn't think they were being serious, but I don't think the friend did anything with this information, which they must have felt like shit about after. I just said after. So Diana goes out and runs some errands, and while she's out, she buys an axe, a wig, some handcuffs, and a police costume. And this is not for a fancy dress Halloween costume. So because I'm bloody useless, I don't have what date this is. I will come back and put that in at some point. I'll write it if I can figure out how to write when I'm editing videos. I don't have the date of when this happened, but Sherri is shopping at a supermarket. I'm definitely not the one. Let me try that again. Sherri is out, I'm assuming at a supermarket. She's been at a store somewhere, and she's in a car park loading whatever she's bought into her boot, where a car pulls up behind her and a woman gets out and says, "You're under arrest, you need to get in the back of the car and you need to come down to the station with me." And this was witnessed by a few people. Sherri, being the absolute sweetheart that she is, she did not question authority, and she just listened. She didn't look for any red flags in this, and she listened to what the officer said and got in the back of the car with the handcuffs on. When she was in the car, it didn't take her very long to realise that it was actually Diana in a wig, and a policewoman's outfit. She knew something was up straight away. But by this point, she's got handcuffs on and she's locked in the back of the car. She's completely defenseless. There's not really a lot she can do. So Diana pulls over basically in the middle of nowhere in a field, gets out the car and hits Sherri in the head with an axe. Now, this does not kill Sherri, and Diana drags her out of the car. Sherri's obviously got severe head injuries at this point, but Diana's far from done with her. She seemed to have quite a lot of pent-up resentment and anger towards Sherri for some fucking reason. Like, she wasn't the one who invaded her life, but whatever. So she starts stabbing Sherri, and I think she stabs her about 7 times, and she actually twists a knife into her rib cage. And I believe she just leaves her there and drives off. And yeah. Despite obviously knowing what had happened, Michael later that night calls the police and reports Sherri missing. The police went over to Michael's house to ask a few questions and see if they could get anything out of him. And Michael straight away admits that he has got a girlfriend and gives over Diana's name. The next morning, the police go over to Diana's house and she answers the door in like a silk, sexy teddy. And they notice that Michael's car is on the driveway. So they shout in the property and Michael comes out in his boxers. Which, could you look like you don't care any less? Like, you couldn't look more guilty if you tried. Like, you've just reported your wife missing. And the next morning, where are the kids? Where are the kids? The next morning, you're in your mistress's house in your pants. This is what I don't understand about cases like this, because he obviously said he wanted Sherri dead. Just fucking divorce her. Like, you have children with her. That's the mother of your children. Do you want your kids to grow up without a mother? Like, it's just the most selfish, insane thing. So obviously this raised massive alarm bells with the police, and they were both arrested and taken into custody. So their new little happy family future, it never lasts, but this one lasted less than 48 hours. I feel like anyone who ever plans things like this need to watch a few cases of what happens previously, because I've never seen it last more than 48 hours. So is it worth it? No. Just get a divorce. Thankfully for police, Diana was absolutely useless at covering information. So she'd left a massive trail of evidence behind her, and I believe she'd wrote checks to, like, for the axe and the wig and everything else. So it didn't take them very long to figure out exactly what had happened and how she had managed to get Sherri in the position that she had, as well as witnesses coming forward, seeing them in the car park, seeing this random woman arresting this other woman in a shit car. Diana had also wrote a check to the rental car company because she'd picked her up in a rental car, and the rental car hadn't been cleaned at all, so there was hair fibres and blood still in the car. Now, just in case you didn't hate Michael enough anyway, Michael, when he's confronted with all the evidence, denies. He had no idea. He had nothing to do with it. His girlfriend's just a lunatic. She's just crazy. She was just jealous and crazy, and that's why she did what she did. I didn't even know she'd done it. Just, ugh. Ew. So Michael pleaded no involvement and just tried to blame everything on Diana. But no, sorry, we know you're involved. Obviously not as much as Diana, but I do believe that Diana had a lot of issues with herself, and she was obviously quite easily manipulated, and you don't know how much Michael was in her head telling her, oh, if you get rid of her, we'll have this perfect life, we'll be so happy, you'll be a mum. So you don't know what kind of impact that was having on her. So I do believe that Michael was definitely the mastermind behind this, and he massively manipulated Diana into doing what she did. Not taken away from the fact that what Diana did was absolutely horrendous. Like, obviously that's awful, but I do believe she was coaxed into doing it. In 1997, Michael was charged with kidnapping, conspiracy and first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. And I believe Diana was sentenced to? She was charged with exactly the same. Let me see if they're still in prison. Oh my God, I just want to know if he's dead or not. Oh, he appealed in 2018. Well, none of these are answering my question. Okay, so all I can see is that he was seeking clemency in 2018. I believe it was denied. I can't find anything else. I don't know if he's still in prison. I don't know if he's still appealing. I don't know if he's dead. I can't tell you. So yeah, I am going to try. I mean, not at the moment, because I have this, which is full of pre-written scripts that I wrote ages ago. So we're going to go through those first, and I'm going to try and write along the side. So we might have some more cheating cases. The next one is definitely a cheating case, because I've been meaning to do it for weeks, because it is actually a really good case. It's really interesting. So yeah, there will be more cheating, I'm afraid. But yeah, like I said last week, if anyone's got any ideas or any cases they would like me to look at or cover, please let me know, because I am struggling to find ones that I really am interested in. Right, I need a positive thought, don't I? I guess this can be a positive thought. This is a thought and a positive thought, okay? So I don't know if anyone watches this woman called Sammy Jeffcoat. I believe that's how you say her surname. She is the most fabulous human being I've ever seen. Like, she must just wake up every day and just feel like the baddest bitch, because she's so fucking fabulous. But the only problem is she wears these amazing outfits, and I'm always googling the outfits, and they are so far out of my budget it makes me cry. But she had this bag, this Chanel bag, that I would genuinely hack off an arm for. So if anyone wants to be my sugar daddy or set up a GoFundMe for me for this bag, because it's like $6,000. Is it worth it? Probably not, but I need it. It's like PVC, is it called PVC? Yeah, PVC, and it's got sand in it. The bag's got sand in it. But yeah, they range from about $4,000 to $7,000. So if anyone's got that kicking about and they want to send me a bag, that's not really a positive thought, but I just don't have any others that I can think of off the top of my head. So that's all from me. I'll be back next week. I don't have any more specials planned at the moment. I will have to check what kind of holidays are coming up and get prepared. I'm already thinking about and dreading Halloween, because I do like to dress up for Halloween, but then that is an extra hour and a half on top of the video anyway. And it's just, I did it last Halloween, where by the time I'd finished doing my makeup, I was just too tired. So make good choices, be faithful in relationships, don't kill the mother or father of your children, don't sign away your body and mind in a contract. Make good choices. Don't get murdered, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Where's the button? Where's the button? Where's the fucking button? Yay! Jesus. I realised that, what? Is it sexy? Idea. Of them be quickly. Well, high school sweethearts. I can never say that. Sherri wrote it. Not Sherri. Why? I have questions. I don't know. It's not Sherri's family. Oh, bollocks. My point is completely invalid. I just said after. After. Just get a divorce. Ew. I am quite hungry. That's why I'm thinking about food.